Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I am excited about it. The problem is that I've been through a lot of hardware when it comes to wireless networking and even backup. And it goes all the way back. The first wireless access point I owned is still in operation. I don't have it anymore. I gave it to my parents. It was a Linksys 4-port router with the wireless 802.11b on it. I ended up upgrading to a Linksys 4-port router with a wireless access point on it that could handle G traffic. Then upgraded to a Linksys ABG router slash access point, which I could never really get to work at all. And then when I couldn't get that to work, eventually upgraded to, well, I stayed on G for a while, and then flashed it with, it was either OpenWRT or DDWRT or Tibor. I don't know. It was one of those wacky open source combo firmware things. That helped somewhat. I did buy a Linksys N wireless access point that happened to double as a gigabit switch as well, or router, and that failed on me after using it for 2 weeks, which is a little disappointing because I was finally on N at that point, and then I decided, well, I need to replace it with something that I know is going to work halfway decent, and people had been recommending the Airport Extreme, which I was a little reluctant to use, to tell you the truth, because I couldn't figure out, well, I could barely get a signal with these additional antennas from where my access point sits in my house to upstairs. I mean, I was getting 3 or 4 bars, if you will, 60 to 70% signal on any wireless device that I connected to from this location, in correlation to the location of the access point, with the Linksys access points as they were. So I was concerned that the Airport Extreme base station would not give me any stronger signal. In fact, I thought it would be worse. Turns out it was actually better. So I don't know what Apple's doing with their antenna in the base station, but it works amazingly well in my house. And I tweaked everything, gone through the channel settings, and yada yada yada. I mean, everybody's got to do that when they set up some kind of wireless access point to make sure they're getting as good a connection as they possibly can. So I've been using the Airport Extreme base station for a few months now, and I maybe have had a couple of hiccups, largely related to user error. And in fact, when I tried to configure it in a way that it knew it wouldn't work, before it applied those settings, it warned me. It said, those numbers aren't going to work. Are you sure you don't want to go back and check to make sure those numbers are right? And I was kind of taken aback when I was first warned about that, but turns out the airport was absolutely correct. I had the wrong subnet settings, and when I changed them, everything worked magically. So it did help. The one thing about the Airport Extreme is that you have to use software either on Windows or OS X. It isn't accessible via the web, or like a web browser or web interface, at least that I know of, not outright. But, even with that, even with the desktop software, it works well. I mean, my ideal situation is that I set it and forget it. That's what I want. As far as I'm concerned, that's what an access point needs to do. Just let it go. Okay? It's set up. I want to know when I open up my laptop or a wireless device, it knows once I've cleared the password, I'm good to go. I'm on the network. So it works as advertised. And when Leopard came out, Apple also announced the time-capsule, which would either replace the Airport Extreme base station or augment the existing Airport Extreme base station as a repeater. And so what we're going to do is attempt to hook this up. It may be a little complex since I have an existing Airport Extreme. I'm not sure how this is going to go, especially the way I've got my home network set up. I'm going to attach this to a switch, which is, leading back through to the existing Airport Extreme base station. The time capsule contains a hard drive inside. Now, I got the terabyte version because, when have you ever said, you know what, I have way too much hard drive space? I have yet to say it. So I figured, well, 500 or terabyte, I'm going to terabyte. Why not? And it acts seamlessly with Leopard's time machine software, the incremental backup software. And so I thought, well, okay, see, I get to extend my wireless signal, which I don't really need, but hey, couldn't hurt. And I get, time machine backup. I get some additional ports to plug in other networking devices. What's not to like? In fact, I may take this printer and connect it to the Airport Extreme. Of course, this is a printer scanner fax, so there may be some craziness with software. I'd have the same issue within Windows, so that's not necessarily a Mac shortcoming. But you can. It is, for all intents and purposes, this is a airport base station with a hard drive inside. Gigabit, built-in storage. It's an Apple product, looks good, is slim, great antenna as I've discovered. Of course, the antenna is going to be broadcasting up into my attic. What are you going to do? So here we go, a live unboxing, if I can figure out which end, now that I've unwrapped the plastic, which end I need to pull off. Ah, smells like Eloy. With just a hint of Morlock. Designed by Apple in California. Take out the scissors. Careful not to slice our fingers, like apparently I did at some point earlier today when I was installing the furnace filters. Kind of hurts. I sliced the end of my finger there. Any others to pop open? Maybe not. Is it a slide out? Oh, there we go. Which end am I going? I think I'm going this way. Ah, okay. So, this is, I mean, I know people make fun of Apple and say, oh, but this is the way I have grown accustomed to opening boxes. So it's nice and simple up front, and the first thing you see as you open up the box is what you need to see. That's it. No instruction manuals falling all over the place. That's what you see. It's kind of nice. We'll take that out. Here is the important power cable. I'm not sure where I'm going to be able to situate this. If the power cable will reach down to where I need it to reach from the top of my hutch. It might work and it might not. I may have to put the airport somewhere else. You know what? I think I will do this because I know this will work. I can pop out a Tix and then run this cable through it. Because see, this is part of the hutch. And what I did when I first got the Tix clocks is I drilled a hole in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this because I don't need to see it, right? I don't need to see it, and it will sit right here, and that way I know the cable will reach. Because it was a question whether the power cable would reach or the network cable would reach. I was just going to set it up on top, but it's just as good to broadcast from there, I suppose. So you will know it's behind one of these Tix clocks, likely this one, because that's where the hole has been drilled. And it'll fit perfectly right in there. I don't have to worry about the antenna getting in the way because there's no antenna. I mean, like sticking out of the top, and it'll fit like, not like perfect, but I mean it'll fit inside, is what I'm saying. It's not like a snug fit, which is a good thing. And I'll be monitoring temperature as well to make sure that it doesn't get too hot in there, and if it does, then I will likely have to change a few of the things that I'm doing where I'm situating it. Important. Your use of these materials subject to any license terms presented. Oh, by the way, if you hadn't figured out, I got Ponzi here in the back. She's not paying attention. Time capsule, 802.11n, Wi-Fi hard drive. Let's take and eject disk. Oh, the disk didn't get in there all the way. It took it in before the disk was in there all the way. That was not the Mac, by the way. That was an external USB light scribe drive thing. All right, time capsule regulatory information, instructions, Apple 1-year limited warranty, the need to knows of backing up. Put time capsule in charge. Now, I have not time capsuled this particular machine yet. That's it? Interesting. Okay, so it's asking me to set up the airport software. Well, I thought I already had it, so it may be a new version of the software. Let's unwrap and get her plugged in to see if let's see if I have to reboot. Airport Extreme and yada yada yada. Do I agree? Yes, I do. Install. Type in my password and try to open it with, ow. Like I said, I sliced one of my fingers earlier and it really hurts. Now we're going to need to reboot our computer. Not. But we will need to fish some cables. We need to fish these two cables in through here, and I should be able to. So now I'm going to disappear for like hopefully not longer than a minute. And this is what happens when we do a live unboxing in front of 700 people. How many people do we have? 700? Come on. All right. Okay. If you want a tour of my home office, you can type in "what is tour" or "what is office," I believe, and you guys seeing the cords yet? Of course, you can't see anything. Let's plug it in here. Let's blow a fuse, shall we? Okay. Okay, plugging in the time machine now to the network, or at least the cable of the network. Hey, look at that. She popped out. Alright, so that's a good sign. Gotta be careful. Okay. Alright, where's my network connection? Internet WAN port. Alright. WAN. Ooh, it's kind of dusty in there. How the heck does dust get in there? Dude. Oh, I suppose. What the hell is that? It's a feather? Plugging in the WAN. Plugging in the airport now. Fits snugly. We've got a amber light right here. I don't know if you're able. Can you detect the amber light at all? Can you guys see the amber light?
so beautiful for Airport Extreme with Time Machine backup. Alright, I may have to go in and configure this now. I'm guessing I will. I can hear it spinning. I can hear the hard drive going. So let's open up the airport utility. Discovering Apple wireless devices. Hasn't figured out this one yet. Of course, like I said, I've kind of got a somewhat of a... Oh! It did find it. Never mind. Sorry. It did find it. I can't take that call. Time capsule. IP address. Continue to set up this time capsule. Here, let's zoom in. It found it right away. That's kind of impressive. Sorry, I can't get it any dimmer than it is right now. Time capsule name. Chris Pirillo's time capsule. What should we call it? What should we call it? Morlock. How's that sound? Morlock? Is that how you spell? That's how you spell Morlock, right? M-O-R-L-O-K. Am I just like the only person on the planet? Eloy? Anyway, okay, fine. Okay, now I'm gonna have to Google for it. Shows you how bad it is. I know the reference, but I don't know if it's L-O-K or L-O-C-K. Ah, L-O-C-K. Yes, as it were. Or the Morlocker. That's what we could call it, the Morlocker. Which is funny in a few reasons. Okay, enter a password to protect the settings of the time capsule. And I could also use a different password to secure disks if I wanted to. I'm just going to go with my password there, which is a long password. Now, here's where it gets fun. Not. Because this is where it usually gets stressful. Airport utility hasn't discovered an existing wireless network. Do you already have a wireless network? Then you can choose, I have a wireless network and want to add time capsule or replace an existing device on my network. I don't have a wireless network and I want to create one, or I want to connect time capsule to my computer or network using Ethernet. So I have a wireless network and want to add time capsule or replace an existing device on my network. But I also want to connect time capsule to my computer or network using Ethernet. Okay, so I'm going to go with I have a wireless network. Hit continue, did it. There we go. Select the device or network you want to replace. Oh wait, I don't want to replace it. So I'm going to go back. I want to connect time capsule to my network using Ethernet to extend my current network or create a second network. So, see, that was easy. It's just a wizard. I just went back. I'm good. I'm good. Continue. Select the device you will connect using Ethernet. If you don't see it, make sure it's connected and in range. Pirillo Home is what I'm going to be connecting to. Now, it says, please select what you want to do with time capsule. I want to connect time capsule to my network using Ethernet to extend my existing wireless network. For the win! It's that easy. Oh, it's so easy. Okay. It can't be this easy. It just can't. Okay, so that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. How many times have you ever tried to set up your wireless access point to act as a repeater? By the way, that's how Lenny and I met. Wireless packet, when I was trying to do that. Oh, it's too easy. It's too simple. It can't be this simple. I'm Morlock. I've got a name. Create a roaming network. live.pirillo.com. That's the name of my wireless access point. WPA2. Ethernet. DHCP. IP address provided automatically. DHCP client ID. Airport. Update. Writing the time capsule configuration. Hopefully you guys are able to see that there. Waiting for the time capsule to restart. Still have Amber. Which, by the way, is the name of my sister-in-law. Oh, you can see the Amber now? It's not Amber anymore. It's green. Green is good. We like green, so I'm going to zoom out. Congratulations! Your time capsule is configured to connect to the internet and share a USB printer. If you use a cable modem to connect to the internet, you may need to turn the modem off, wait a few seconds, then turn it back on. If you want to set up another Apple wireless device, select it from the list. So now I've got Pirillo Home and Morlock. We're going to press Done. It's discovering wireless devices. I'm going to go into manual setup for iMorlock just to see what we've got in here. Now, in theory, I should be able to turn on Time Machine. There we go. iMorlock. I've got my IDs, software number, channel 6. It's an extender. My wireless signal's never been better. Time capsule. Everything seemed to pick up. Wow, okay. So advanced, SNP, logging, disks. Alright, so now I should be able to run time capsule. Let me make sure here. Just flipping through. Solid green, time capsule's on, working properly. And it's green. Time capsule on a network. Broadcasting the signal to print from a computer. Yeah, this is all. I'm there. Okay. Using an airport utility. I didn't even have to. Okay. Yeah, it just says just launch Time Machine. Okay, fine. I guess I will. So we'll go in here. Time Machine. A storage location for Time Machine backups isn't set up. Set up Time Machine. Time Machine on. Show Time Machine status in menu bar. Choose backup disk. Now, I may have to go and browse for it here after it's kind of mounted itself on the network, unless, of course, I need to, in which case I may need to actually, I may need to actually reformat the disk, if I'm not mistaken. If you're using time capsule to reconnect to the internet, creating a wireless connection. Using Time Machine with your time capsule. Well, it's not finding the drive on the network yet, and it may be because I'm extending it. Unless it's going to connect wirelessly to it, in which case it's not going to be able to find it right now. So we're going to have to do a little more configuring, and when we do, oh my god, boy, it found that. I can't believe it found it. But once we get it all set up and the hard drive connected and all that stuff, then we should be able to start backing up using Time Machine, and that will be the second video. Anyway, so thanks for joining me to this point of setting up the time capsule to create the wireless backup in theory. And you may want to watch for the second video once we get it all set up just to see how good it is. But getting to this point was relatively seamless, I would say. Not very painful at all. And there you go. Time Machine from Apple. What else is there to say? I really don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so I'm going to leave everything be. My email address is chris@pirillo.com, and you are now in on the secret where the time capsule will be sitting. No one else will know unless they watch this video. The website, where we're typically chatting with other geeks from around the world, is got a live camera feed out to the internet. Of course, the audio goes with the video. Sometimes you'll see my wife in the background on a video chat. Other times you'll just see me here geeking out. But no matter, there's the chat room that's open pretty much all the time, talking about hardware, software. Doesn't matter what it is. We're just in love with the world of technology. So if you are too, then you're welcome to join us. All 800 plus of us. It's a lot of people. I gotta unbox stuff more often. We're open, waiting for you at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.